carrying on with the non-duality thoughts. And I thought I'd use water as an example of thinking of duality and non-duality. If you see me walking around the garden and I've got the watering can in my hand, 10 litres of water in my hand, and I'm weighing 60 kilos and about 40 kilos of that is water. So basically there's 40 kilos of water walking around hefting 10 kilos of water. And you could see me as the common gardener persiflower walking around looking after his garden, watering his plants. But with this non-duality thing, you just have to look at the water in a wider context. And the water that I've got in the watering can, the water in this dish here, and the water in all the plants, and the water in our body, and the water in the sea, and the water in the rivers. It's just all one water on a cyclic journey. And I think it's a pretty good euphemism for the non-duality thing, that, because it's all water, but we put it into little different categories. There's the lake, there's the sea, there's the river, there's the cloud, there's the man, there's the watermelon, there's the leaf, there's the grass. But basically they're all made up of water. Non-divisional, really. And I don't think you can destroy water. I think it's like energy. It's one of those things that tends to hang around forever. You can't compress it either, can you? And in a way I think it's got an intelligence of itself, perhaps, or is it just following the laws of physics? Oh, a giant butterfly just landed on the camera there. Come here, butterfly. It's a sign. And the water has got kind of an intelligence, although it's driven by its physical properties. It evaporates from the sea and goes up into the clouds and drops again and gets taken by gravity down to earth again and into the rivers and ad infinitum. But let's think about me with that watering can, with that 10 litres of water, and I'm pouring it on the plants, which are water as well. And has the water somehow hoodwinked me into giving water to things that need water? Sometimes it seems like there's a very complex program going on and we only see a shimmer of it. It says similar to how your body works. The part of your body, your brain, your ego, the little man in there called Gary, or the person in your head who you are, is just along for the ride, really. All the important stuff, all the brain controlling all your body, your heartbeat, the levels of different chemicals in your blood constantly being monitored. Your brain, your ego is being constantly created every second. There's basically a column of water with some impurities in there, and we don't really have anything to do with it, really. We can stimulate ourselves a little bit, but actually we've got very little control over what is going on with our body. maybe some yogis can slow the heartbeat down or control certain muscles in the ears, for example. But generally, if you imagine a computer, a really complex computer, and we're just the keyboard really. Your ego's just the keyboard putting stuff in. And the keyboard's pretty simple, but all the clever stuff's happening in the processor. And run by the program. And maybe it's a mistake comparing stuff to computer programs, but sometimes it's better to just let it go, because sometimes if you mess with systems that are already self-governing, then you can screw them up. I say that often happens with people who get into doing strange diets, vegan diets or smoothie diets, and they read something and they decide to change the way the body works and start pouring down litres of chopped up food down their throats, and it's too much for your body to handle at one go. And most people who do that get stomach problems from overload, because you've got to chew stuff up really, and that prepares your stomach to receive. If you just get 3 pounds of vegetables and mush it all up and then swig it down in one go, then the machine did the chewing and not your mouth, and your stomach didn't have time to engage to take that amount of food in. Same with people who get this idea into their head they've got to drink 6 litres of water every day and flush out the toxins. I would say drink if you feel thirsty. Otherwise you don't need to walk around everywhere with a plastic bottle with some branding on there, and your Evian or your Volvic or your San Pellegrino. You don't need all that. Just do what your body says. Once you start messing with those very precise bodily levels, then you muck it all up with your stupid meddling. And that's what often happens when people start thinking about the stomach, or thinking about, am I doing this right, am I doing that right? And sometimes it's better to just go with it and don't think, just feel, as Bruce Lee said. But there is a kind of a danger as well in anything really, but especially what I just said about the water and trying to influence how your body works together with things by consciously. If you start consciously thinking about your breathing, you probably start hyperventilating and pass out, because once you start thinking about it, it's not autonomous control anymore. You're starting to think about it, and your brain's already got all that area sorted. You don't have to think about it. And I guess that happens with people who are a little unstable in the mind as well, with this non-dualism thing. They'll start thinking about the non-dualism, that the water is everything, and they are water, and they are air, and they are light, and slowly they withdraw from the world of a human. The tricks that we learned in the trees with the troops of monkeys, how to survive, and the tricks that we still use today. And if you start to ignore all that and just become too, so how shall I put it, hippy-dippy, I'm totally in another world, there's a danger there as well, especially if you're a bit mentally loose, if you're not bolted down tight. I remember I got quite into astral travel when I was younger, and the more you get into it, the stronger it gets. And I was getting to a point where when I went to bed, as soon as I closed my eyes, I was shooting off to these places, and I didn't want to go there after a while, and I wanted to stop doing it. And I do know a few people who've got into that and become at one in this over their imaginary realm, and they can find themselves lost there. So that is an ever-present danger. Just like thinking about too much about your stomach, thinking about thinking too much can be detrimental to your health as well. So everything in mass, everything in So here endeth the lesson on non-duality for today. Have a lovely day.